Hi, Ron Sheets. By now you've been receiving some mail and some email from me about the Gold Crown coaching program that I'm involved in with Dan Kennedy. And you probably also received an email recently with a link to the Gold Crown video, which overviews the entire program in and of itself. If you've already seen that one, don't panic. Stick with me here because this video is going to be different than that one and a lot shorter than that one. What I wanted to do in this video and then some subsequent videos hereafter is just go over what's included in each of the three levels of the program. First of all, the three levels are the Elite, the Pro, and the Master. And each part of this program builds upon itself, meaning you get more coaching the higher in the coaching membership you are. So let's start out with the Elite program. Included in the Elite program, the flagship newsletter is really Dan Kennedy's Marketing Your Services newsletter. And in this program, Dan doesn't necessarily get into specifics about strategies or techniques. It was originally designed and written for the writers industry, people who write direct response copy and that. But really what Dan does teach in here is how to market your business. So for example, here in the July 2016 issue, is an article that he wrote with regard to the art of client getting, and this one is titled Useful Exposure. And I picked this one out in particular because this really is how I've built my business since landing on Planet Dan. I use what Dan calls useful exposure, and that really is about being somebody, being somewhere, and doing something. Now, I don't necessarily expect you to understand what all that means, but it is all laid out in here. And this, again, as I said, this is a fundamental that I've been using to grow my business ever since I first got connected with Dan Kennedy. So that's, first of all, the Marketing Your Services. Next is Pete Lillo's Legends of Marketing. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. The Legends of Marketing issues are what I consider something of the nothing else like this exists, and it really does pick up, I think, where Hill's book left off. Where in Hill's book he talked and he shared the success principles of over 500 of the most successful people in America. What Pete does each month now with Legends of Marketing is he shares with you individual legends, and this really is kind of a Cliff's Notes version of what each of these people's biography is or would be. So in here, Pete covers and talks about each issue is dedicated to one legend. Just to give you some examples, Henry Ford, Ray Kroc, Dave Thomas of Wendy's restaurant fame, who was a client of Pete Lillo's, Henry Flagler. This particular issue is Marty Sklar, who is one of the brainchilds who was on the team with Walt Disney in the golden years of Disney's development and explosion of popularity. So each month, Pete shares the Cliff's Notes versions of what I said, as well as you get an 8x10 of the legend in marketing. So that's the Legends of Marketing biography series. And then the third piece in the Elite membership level is my relationship marketing newsletter. Now, a lot of people identify me as the video guy. And if you've been around Dan Kennedy, you recognize me as being Dan Kennedy's video guy, though that's not a completely accurate identification of who I am and what I do. Really what I am is a marketer and a salesperson. I actually am just very skilled at multiple media, specifically audio and video. And what I share each month in my relationship marketing is specific strategies and techniques that I am using in my own business, as well as those that I'm using with clients. One of the things that I am very skilled at is that of testimonials, client testimonials or patient testimonials, and being able to get them and leverage them. And what I see most people doing in testimonials is what I call basic testimonial marketing. They're getting a testimonial, and as to quote Dan Kennedy, they get them at random and they use them randomly. And this is true. People think that there's really only one application for a testimonial. But in my advanced testimonial marketing strategies, there are a number of ways. In fact, there's at least 33 different ways you could use one video testimonial in your marketing. And that's what I get into and talk about each month in my relationship marketing newsletter. Now, if you have, being in a business, it's kind of a lonely thing. you generally have to come up with the ideas and move the business forward on your own. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, being a small business, that's a difficult thing to do. And what I've decided to do is I surrounded myself with smart people. And that's what really this program is. It's not a newsletter program, but it's really a coaching program, because each month the people that Dan Kennedy and Pete Lillo have assembled in this program bring you their knowledge, their expertise, but it's not book knowledge. It's actual real world feet on the street knowledge. And really, when you look at what the investment for this program is on a monthly basis, on an annual basis, this is a steal. Because, not to brag, any one of us would be very, very expensive to contract on an independent basis for business. So this really is a program that I encourage you to look into. I get the newsletters each month, and I have access to these people. I can pick up the phone and call them. But I will tell you, with all the contact and information that we talk about, I still get the newsletters every month. I still highlight them, and I dog-ear them. And there's always something that I learn from these people that I have close proximity with. So I really encourage you to consider this program. And there's a lot of nuggets that you can get. And when you're laying awake in bed at night and you're wondering what you're going to do, how you're going to bring in new customers, new patients, when this thing shows up each month, you tear it open, and I guarantee you, you're going to get an idea, you're going to get a nugget or a strategy that you can adapt for your own business and put into place and start generating business and start making money. So there's no long-term commitments on this. If this thing doesn't live up to your expectations, you just simply drop out, and we'll part as friends. So to get more information, go to www.askronsheets.com/EGC-charter to check out the different levels of coaching and the monthly investment. So thanks for checking in with me here. I'll be back in a few days to go over the pro level and what's included in that. So I'll see you in a few days.